Good evening, children. Welcome to 6th standard online science class. Welcome to 6th standard online science class. Today we are going to continue the third unit in chemistry. So yesterday we have seen about the elements. Today let us discuss what is a compound. A compound is a substance that can be split into simpler substances, that is into elements by chemical means. By using chemical techniques we can split the compound into simpler substances, that is into elements. Okay, a compound is made up of elements. So this is about compounds. Carbon dioxide is an example for compound. Carbon dioxide is an example for compound. Carbon dioxide is actually carbon and oxygen chemically combined to form the compound carbon dioxide. Do you understand? So here is an experiment. In this experiment, what we are going to do, light some charcoal in a small dish and lower it into a jar using a pair of tongs. After the charcoal has burned for a while, inside the jar, cover the jar with a lid. The fire will slowly burn out. Take out the dish carefully and pour some clear lime water into the jar. Replace the lid and shake the content of the jar. The lime water will become milky. This is a test which proves that carbon dioxide is formed. So by burning the carbon dioxide, what is formed? By burning the charcoal, carbon dioxide is formed. So there charcoal is actually carbon, isn't it? It reacts with the atmospheric oxygen and forms the carbon dioxide. So two elements combine to form the compound carbon dioxide. Do you understand? The next compound is water. Water is a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so how can we do this? Do an experiment. Invert a dry jar containing oxygen over one containing hydrogen. Okay, so invert a dry jar containing oxygen. The jar must contain oxygen gas over the one which contains the hydrogen gas. Remove the lids and wait for 10 minutes so that the gases mix thoroughly. So the two gases present in the two individual jars will mix thoroughly. Separate the jars and cover them. Separate the jars and cover them. You will not see the droplets of water in either jar. We can see, okay, the droplets. So now move the lid of one of the jars a little and kindle the gas mixture with a light and a matchstick. We will hear a pop sound. Quickly close the jar and allow it to cool. We will soon see the droplets of water on the inner walls of the jar. The pop suggests that a small explosion takes place with hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water. So what you have to do? So you have to kindle the mixture of gases with some burning sticks so that you hear a pop sound, and at that time when you close the jar with the lid, you can see after cooling you can see the droplets of water on the sides of the jar. Indicates the formation of water. Okay, the pop sound is the indicator of the reaction. Okay, they understood? Yes. Does the compound differ in properties of its element? Yes, it does. It will be clear from the following example. So the compound will not has the same properties of the element. See, water will not have the same properties of oxygen and hydrogen. Oxygen and hydrogen are gases, whereas water is a liquid, isn't it? Yes. So like that, similar some other properties, some other compounds also let us discuss. Some other compounds are the compound lead iodine is yellow in color, but it is formed by the combination of lead, which is silvery, and with iodine, which is uh, violet. Okay, lead, silvery and violet combines to give a yellow color compound. The properties of carbon dioxide are entirely different from those of carbon and hydrogen. Okay, so they are entirely different. Do you understand? Here we can discuss the properties. Color and state. Carbon is a black solid. Oxygen is a colorless gas, but when they combine to form carbon dioxide, it is a colorless gas. Similarly, carbon burns in air or oxygen. Oxygen supports burning, you know that, isn't it? Because of the presence of oxygen, the things burns very well. Carbon dioxide neither burns nor supports burning. Okay, so it will not support the burning, also it will also not burn. So it is the distinguisher. It is actually fire extinguishers. This carbon dioxide is actually a fire extinguisher. Do you understood, children? Similarly for water also. The hydrogen is a colorless gas, oxygen is also a colorless gas, but water is a colorless liquid. And also burns in air. Hydrogen will burns in air or oxygen. Oxygen will support burning. Water neither burns or stop nor supports burning. So it is proved that the elements cannot retain their properties when they are become into compounds. The next topic is atoms and molecules. So matter, we know that everything is made up of atoms, isn't it? An atom is the smallest part of an element that take part in a chemical reaction. Am I right? Everything in the world is made up of matter. The atom of an element are all alike, that is they have the same property. So each element is made up of atoms, and the atoms of one element will be alike. Will be alike means will be same. The atoms of an element are different from those of others. So if we are comparing two elements, their atoms will be different. The atoms of the element show the properties of the element. So atoms of the element will show the retain the properties of the element. Okay children, so how is an atom represents? The atom is represented by the symbol. For example, hydrogen we have already discussed, hydrogen, H, carbon, C, like that it is discussed. What about molecules? Molecules, atoms are indivisible as they are always combined in whole numbers. Okay, so atoms generally do not exist independently. An atom combines with the atoms of the same element or other elements to form the molecules. So atoms does not exist independently. They will combine with the atom of the same element or with some other elements to form the molecules. Do you understood, children? Yes. Molecules of an element can be represented as O2. So let's see, look here. In this table we can see the hydrogen H2. Two hydrogen atoms are combined to form hydrogen element. Okay, see this is actually a molecule of hydrogen. That is two atoms of hydrogen combined to form a molecule of hydrogen. Do you understood, children? Yes. And what about this chlorine, oxygen? When you come to the case of oxygen, oxygen also two atoms of oxygen combine to form the oxygen molecule. Okay, do you understand? Yes, that sounds good. Similarly, molecules of a compound can be represented. How? Molecules of a compound, for example, two molecule of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen combines to form water. Okay, two molecules of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen combine to form water. So this is the representation of water, molecular formula of water, molecular formula of water. Do you understood this? Yes. As I told you, molecule can be formed either by the atoms of the same elements or atoms of the different elements. Do you understood, children? Yes. And now the next compound is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide, one molecule of carbon and one molecule of oxygen combines to form one molecule of carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide, one molecule of carbon, two molecules of oxygen combine to form carbon dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide, one molecule of nitrogen, two molecules of oxygen combines to form nitrogen dioxide. See, we can say this nitrogen, one molecule of nitrogen, no? Either it may be one molecule of nitrogen or one atom of nitrogen, both are same. Okay, if it is two, you have to use the word molecule, or two atoms, you have to represent two atoms or one molecule of oxygen. Okay, here it is oxygen, whatever may be the element. The next one is sulfur dioxide, one molecule of sulfur or one atom of sulfur, two molecules of oxygen combines to form sulfur dioxide. The next element is what is the next element? The next element is calcium oxide. One molecule of calcium, 1 molecule of oxygen to form calcium oxide CaO. Zinc oxide, 1 molecule of zinc, 1 molecule of oxygen to form zinc oxide ZnO. Sodium chloride, sodium 1 molecule, chlorine 1 molecule to form NaCl. Hydrogen chloride, hydrogen 1 molecule, chlorine 1 molecule, so HCl. Zinc chloride, zinc 1 molecule, 2 molecules of chlorine combines to form zinc chloride ZnCl2. So these are all ZnCl2, HCl, NaCl, all these are ZnO, CaO, SO2, water, H2O, all these are compounds. Okay, they are molecules of compounds, so they can be represented by this way. So here is the graphical representation of atoms, molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. See hydrogen, these are all atoms. Hydrogen atom, carbon atom, nitrogen atom, oxygen atom. These are all atoms. When the elements of the same atoms of the same elements combine to form the molecule of hydrogen. This is one molecule of nitrogen. Two atoms of hydrogen to form one molecule. Two atoms combine to form one molecule. Do you understood? The same case here. What about the molecules of compounds? The molecules of compounds, look here, two molecules of hydrogen, two molecules of hydrogen. These are all what? Hydrogen. And what about this? This is one molecule of oxygen. They combine to form water molecule. Similarly, one molecule of carbon and two molecules of two molecules of oxygen combine to form carbon dioxide. Okay, this is the graphical representation of atoms, molecules of elements and the molecules of compounds. Hope you have understood this clearly, children. Now we are going to switch over to the next topic, pure substances. A pure substance is the one that cannot be split into simpler substances by physical means such as filtration, sublimation, distillation. All these physical techniques is not worked out in the case of to separate the pure substances. So okay, and for example, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, calcium, all these cannot be separated. These are all elements, and some compounds like carbon dioxide, water, sodium chloride, glucose, all these are pure substances. You cannot dissolve or split them into elements by simple physical techniques. Okay, the next one is mixtures. A mixture is a substance that can be separated into two or more pure substances by physical means such as filtration, sublimation, distillation. So by using the physical techniques we can separate the mixtures into two simpler substances. Let us discuss some characteristics of mixtures. Characteristics of mixtures: the component of a mixture may be present in it in any proportion. So each component can be present in any amount. For example, you are eating the snacks mixture, no? There you can find the grams, you can find the peanuts. So it is not that five numbers of peanuts must present, five numbers of gram must present. All those things will be present not in a correct quantity. Am I right? Fruit salad, apple, 5 pieces of apple, 5 pieces of banana. You can't do that. It will be random. It will be present randomly. So that is called mixture. Okay, that is the main property of mixture. Do you understand, children? The next character is the component of a mixture coexist without chemically reacting with each other. So even though they are mixed together, they will not react with each other. The two components do not mix with react with each other. The third character is the component of a mixture retain their properties. See, for example, if you are preparing a sugar solution, sugar and water, the sugar will retain the sweetness. Okay, the sugar's sweetness will be there, and the water's liquidity, that is liquid nature will be there. That will not be changed. Okay. Then the components of a mixture can be separated by physical means. You can separate, as we have already discussed, by using the physical techniques we can separate the components of a mixture. Hope you have understood the class very well, children. So complete your assignment and report in the group without fail. Most of you are doing the assignment well, but some of you are not. I welcome everyone to join with us in the learning process and complete your assignments, children. Thank you, children. Stay home, stay safe, obey your parents.